So the thing is that like, so when something like that happens and somebody makes a false accusation, there's no penalties, bro.
That's what pisses me off.
It's no penalty.
That's what pisses me off.
For destroying somebody's life.
Yeah, yeah.
Because even if you didn't do it,
right,
just an accusation alone, you can never take that off your record.
Smokey Robinson is one of the greatest singers and songwriters in our lifetime, of all time. You know, we know that he was with the Miracles in the 50s. He met Berry Gordy after a failed audition and joined Motown. In the early 60s, all the way through the mid-60s, man, a lot of the hits and songs that our mothers and grandmothers like to jam to, Smokey Robinson wrote them, right? You know, he has one of my favorite songs, Just to See Her Again, you know, Cruising, you know, Ooh Baby, You Got a Hold on Me, I Second That Emotions. I mean, you know, Baby Come Close. I mean, he has so many hits, right? And Smokey Robinson is a legend, especially in the black community. But right now, he's under scrutiny and under fire because he has some immigrants, Maids, with some accusations against him. Now, they're not looking to go criminal against him. They want money. They're saying that he essayed them on multiple levels and did all these things to these women, right? And they want $50 million. So now he's the latest one, black man, to come under fire for these type of accusations. So this is what they're saying on the news. Check it out.
I believe that Mr. Robinson is a serial and sick that must be stopped.
Attorney John Harris revealing the accusations against Motown legend Smokey Robinson.
I will not describe the details of the sexual assaults and because they're too graphic and disturbing for this news conference.
All four of Robinson's alleged victims have chosen to remain unnamed and are referred to as Jane Doe in the complaint.
Our four clients have a common thread. They're Hispanic women who were employed as housekeepers by the Robinsons, earning below minimum wage.
The accusations against the music legend include sexual assault, battery, false imprisonment, gender violence, and creating a hostile work environment.
We're seeking damages of $50 million.
The complaint also claiming one of the Jane Does was first sexually assaulted in 2007 and that these acts continued until she resigned in 2024. According to the complaint, Robinson's former housekeeper claims in the lawsuit that she was sexually assaulted not even 2 months after she started cleaning the couple's Los Angeles mansion. Another Jane Doe claims Robinson started assaulting her in 2016, claiming when she was home alone with the singer at his Los Angeles mansion, he would text her and ask her to meet at places in the house that didn't have cameras. The woman alleges he would then assault her.
We do have evidence of some of the misconduct.
The complaint says the former employees didn't speak out or go to police because they were afraid of losing their livelihood, familial reprisal, and the possible adverse effect on their immigration status.
And having to tell their husband and children of these despicable acts against them left them overwhelmed with shame and embarrassment.
Robinson's wife, Frances, also named in the lawsuit, accused of creating a hostile work environment and being aware of what was alleged and not doing anything to stop it.
These four courageous women want and demand justice for themselves, and the filing of this lawsuit is the first step.
The complaint also accuses the Robinsons of not paying proper wages.
And we reached out to Robinson's record label about these allegations. We're still waiting to hear back.
So these immigrants are claiming that they didn't go to the police because they didn't want to mess up with their immigration status. They didn't want to mess up their money. Now, mind you, they're alleging that this man did all kinds of heinous acts to them. I'm talking about in the worst way. He did these things and they just allowed it, right? Some of this stuff happened years ago. So these are, again, are accusations that's being put on another black person, right? And like I said, they're not looking to go into criminal. They want the money. And I'm not saying whether it's true or false, but I know that there's a pattern here when you're accused of something like this, it's hard to get out from under it. Because who am I to say whether they're lying or telling the truth or not? So I can put this accusation out there. I can take this person through the ringer, and it can cost them a lot of money. Sometimes maybe they'll pay to stay quiet. They'll pay me to go away. I can just put the accusation out there. It don't have to be true. And they'll pay me to go away. But why wouldn't you want justice? Because if he's doing this to you, who's to say he wouldn't do it to somebody else? But after what this lawyer said, Other people are coming to social media and they're voicing their opinion. And this one woman said this.
I know I can take an 80-year-old down if need be. And if he's calling and texting you to meet him in places that you know don't have cameras, why are you showing up? They're also suing for unfair wages. So if minimum wage was, what, $8 and you getting paid $5, what livelihood are you afraid of losing? No offense, no offense. And if you are so afraid of your immigration status being affected by this, why now? Like, is your immigration status more protected?
So y'all remember the Michael Irvin situation when he was during the Super Bowl, when he was staying in a hotel and this woman walked up to him to get his attention. And Michael Irvin turned around being nice, talked to this woman and shook her hand, right? And this woman later on said that he sexually, that he essayed her. This woman came and said that he essayed her, right? He was subsequently kicked out of the hotel, fired from all his jobs, right, off of social media for darn near 2 years. He had to go through the ringer. He was accused, he was abused, and we found out that these accusations was false. He ended up suing the hotel and getting undisclosed millions of dollars, but it was the embarrassment on his family, his wife, his children. Everybody had to go through this. Right now, I don't know who Michael Irvin pissed off. I don't know who he pissed off behind the scenes, but somebody came after Michael Irvin, and I believe that woman was sent to come after Michael Irvin, right? And there's a lot of these things going down, right? With all these accusations that's going on, I'm not saying that a lot of these women are lying. I'm not saying they're telling the truth, but it don't look right. It don't look right because they're not going for criminal, right, to get justice through the system. They just want the money. They just want the money. So y'all remember when this situation happened with Michael Irvin, how he responded? Check it.
Irvin and witnesses claim it was a brief interaction in the lobby of the Renaissance Phoenix Downtown Hotel the week of Super Bowl Sunday. They said it was friendly with a couple handshakes and some laughs between Irvin and a female employee. But then she claimed Irvin made harassing and inappropriate comments. Without getting his side of the story, Irvin was kicked out of the hotel and pulled from covering the event by NFL Network.
This just blows my mind that in 2023, we still dragging and hanging brothers by a tree.
So it gets real crazy because Michael Irvin, like I said, he ended up settling with that hotel, but he has to live with that on his resume for the rest of his life. Wherever he goes, that's going to be there, right? That's going to be, even though he was found not guilty in the court of public opinion, a lot of people still going to see him as guilty. But let's get back to Smokey, right? See, when this thing hit.
Breaking news out of Los Angeles tonight, where 4 women are making some disturbing new allegations against a Motown legend.
Everybody threw their defenses up, and we saying, well, this don't look right. Not Smokey Robinson. Smokey Robinson is 85 years old. Now, I don't know Smokey Robinson personally, so I'm not going to sit here and say that he's incapable of doing something like this. But all I'm saying is it don't look right. It looks very shady, right? And I know if somebody essayed me or there's a woman that was essayed, right, you would want a criminal charge, right, and a civil. But you would first come with a criminal charge because you would say that this man violated me, violated my body, right? But if you come back years later and you want everybody wants $50 million, right? $50 million. At some point, I will say that they're going to have to get in front of this and grab a hold of this because there's women out here that are really, really being assaulted. And bad things are happening to these women out here. And this stuff waters it down if these women are lying. So we're at a place now. Now, there's a lot of things happening out here where we're seeing these iconic entertainers of yesterday. Their legacies is being wiped out and being tarnished and being destroyed. And we want to know why. There's a lot of things that can come into that. Does Smokey Robinson own his publishing? Does he own his catalog? Is somebody coming after his catalog? See, we got to ask all these questions when these accusations like this come out. It's just not blanketed because I know in today's time a woman can just accuse a man. And he's just guilty because I can't tell her she's lying. Because if I tell her she's lying, then we find out that she's telling the truth. I'm ridiculed and my career is over. So that's a smoking gun that a lot of these women can get away with. They could just accuse you, right? And even if you're found guilty, even if you're found not guilty, in the court of public opinion, it stays on your resume. That's a stain that a man can never get out from under once he's accused of something like that. So for me, when there's an accusation like that, I want every stone looked under. I want to search everything. I want to know why these accusations is happening. Right? Is he in litigation with somebody important? Where does this come from? Because there's a lot of men being accused of these things, and what I'm seeing in the pattern here is these women don't want a criminal investigation. They want the money. And if somebody violates your body, you should want the money, but also want that person to go to jail. Because if he violated you, why would he violate somebody else? So you're telling me that this person violated you, broke the law, and they don't have to pay for it. They have to pay for it monetarily. Nah, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. But this is a tactic that's being used, and it's bulletproof, and they're able to get away with it. But you guys let me know what you think out there. Leave your comments in the comment section. Hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Let me know how you feel about this. Do you think that Smokey Robinson, the iconic legend, is guilty or not?
So first we have Shannon Sharp being accused of essaying a woman and being sued for $50 million. Now we have Smokey Robinson being accused. This raises some question. So it has been surfing around the internet streets that legendary Smokey Robinson has essayed 4 women that remains Jan Doe because they don't want to release their names. And 3 of them were housekeepers, and one of them was his personal assistant. So it was said that these women were immigrants, and they were saying that they accused him that he essayed them while they was working for him from the years 2007 to 2024. So within 20 years, he's been essaying them. This accusation has been raised a lot of questions. So I'm just trying to see, like, why now? Why wait to this point to just now saying something? And the reason why I say that, because you know he's been doing this to you. Why continue to go back and work for him? And then what raised another question is, this man is 85 years old. This man is at least 5'10" height. Weighs 180 some pounds. $50 million. So that's the new number now? Because, you know, Shannon Sharp going through the same thing, too, with his accuser. Now we got Robinson, got 4 women, got a $50 million lawsuit against him. Cannot confirm, cannot deny, but this does raise a lot of questions because I'm actually wondering the same thing. It's just $50 million. That number, is that like the magic number now? Because I'm still like, is that the new number now? That's the only thing I can say about this. Is that the new number now? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get dragged for what I say, my point on this, but at the end of the day, I said what I said, and you don't have to like it.